Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Pony 411. This is episode 288 for the month of February 2020.
Yes, month.
Yes, remember, we are monthly for now. And as you probably noticed, if you know that the new episodes have come out for a month. Shock! Yeah, I'm Nemesis. That was Applejack, as you heard. Yes. Yes, this month we are talking about, well, all the news that's happened over the last month in surprise. Actually, there's not as much as you might think there would be. Because,
nothing new has happened.
Slow down just like I predicted. Because it's kind of obvious.
Not much going on.
Yeah, we also have a couple comics that came out over the last month. And, well, the discussion of Applejack, the pony. And, of course, some fan content at the very end to wrap things up. So we'll go ahead and get started by diving into the news. If you want to follow along, go to pony411.libsyn.com/show notes. It's spelled Libsyn. We'll go ahead and get started with that stuff. Starting with conventions. TrotCon has announced Tabitha St. Germain.
She's always a good time.
Yep. And Hearthwarming Con has announced Claire Corlett. That is, I believe, the Dutch one? I want to say the Dutch. Netherlands.
The Netherlands.
So yeah, she's going out to Europe, I guess. And Galacon has announced Noaking as their first community guest.
Hey.
Yep. He's going to be there.
Yep.
At the Germany. At the Germany. Words. Talking is hard.
I don't believe it's his first appearance at Galacon. If I remember correctly, he did the whole video Asphalt, because it's Asphalt, Germany.
Yeah.
That whole thing.
Nothing.
It was great.
And fandom news and whatnot. Surprisingly, to no one, YouTube's COPPA implementation is super broken.
Yep.
And annoying and stupid.
Yep. And
bad. And various other negative words. Yeah, lots of pony videos have been flagged as for children, including ones that are definitely not for children. Like, for example, Cupcakes HD.
Yeah,
it is very much flagged as for children, even though it is very much not.
Yeah.
I believe... it breaks one of the other side effects is it breaks the choose your own adventure Guster Girls videos because you can't have links to other videos at the end of your video.
Yep. And since those ones definitely are intended for children.
Yeah, that breaks
the feature that they depended on.
Yep. Because they're a little overzealous in their stupid COPPA nonsense. Because, YouTube is pretty bad at this.
Yeah. Always has been.
They're gonna break the law. And then basically hold us accountable for it.
Yep.
And then when they do so, hey, guess what? And a bunch of videos are just unknown. People have no idea that their videos have been
have been flagged for children.
Yeah, flagged for children. There's people who just straight up delete. I believe a couple people deleted the account. What was it? Which one was that? That was the animator. They did
Jan Animations.
Was it Jan Animations?
Jan Animations, yeah. Or Duo Cartoonist. That's one.
Jan Animations.
Jan Animations is a old one. But it was Duo Cartoonist.
Duo Cartoonist, yeah. Their whole channel's gone.
Yep.
Someone archived it, but
yeah,
I believe they deleted themselves just to not. Yeah, because
they're not involved in the fandom and haven't been in a while. So I think they just said whatever, just get rid of it.
Yeah.
Or what not happened there? It's unfortunate. There's one of the things. It's like, I think if you do mark your channel as not for children, so far that's mostly been working. But
some people did get theirs flagged as for children anyway, regardless.
Right.
And then YouTube said, nope, it's for children. You got to put it as for children.
One of the things I have been seeing is there's like old channels that the owner's like gone, but the channel's still there. So they can't even go and fix them because the owner's basically gone.
Yep. So far, I have not been hit, which is good. We have not been hit. Thankfully, they haven't mistaken what our channel is.
Yeah.
It's about My Little Pony for children. Well, not really, considering some of the jokes we've made.
Not really. What we talk about is not intended for children.
Yeah. Even though it's about a children's show.
Yep.
Go figure. And Horse Game has updated the first time in 84 years.
It's been 84 years.
Yeah, there's a new demo out for that game. Apparently it has combats and stuff now.
Yep. I played it a bit.
I don't remember the last time I heard it talking. I was like,
oh, it was years.
Wasn't it 2014 or something like that?
Something like that.
It was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago.
Oh, you're still alive.
Yeah. They actually put the demo and then quickly update because there was a pretty big problem.
Oh.
Apparently, when you first run the game, it shows just some text and a big continue button, big start button.
Yeah.
Well, the start button didn't work.
Oh, that's a bit of a problem.
They quickly had an update out to fix that one. So I played it a bit. It actually works pretty well. I kind of enjoy it. Definitely looking forward to seeing where that goes.
Yeah, and remember Ambient White? The other fan game. Yeah, it just got a new demo because there's one before. It's the game about Celestia and Luna pre-Equestria.
But they're not Celestia and Luna.
Yeah, I know. You know what I mean. But it's Celestia and Luna.
It definitely inspired by.
Yeah, it's blatantly. But yeah, there's a new demo with a whole new thing. I saw there's a trailer as a release trailer for the demo as well.
Yeah, there's a whole video talking about what's been going on and stuff that, and reasonings on why it's been kind of quiet and stuff like that.
Yeah. I
have not played that demo yet.
Right. Merchandise news. Ember has a new questline in the Gameloft MLP game.
Yeah, remember Ember?
Yeah. Yes. Use the joke I've already used
Yes, everyone's used it.
Time ago. I was first, though. Yeah, it's just a quest line in Gameloft, so you know what you're getting there. And the G4.5 blind bags are now appearing on Amazon and Walmart and Target, as one of us is well aware now.
Yes, I actually...
both of us are, because we both have seen them. And I went to Target, you went to Walmart.
I went to Walmart, and I actually picked a couple up. You can... MLP merch has the codes. They're not very blind if you have the code listing, so you can figure out, like every other blind bag that we've ever had. I think there was one blind bag line that was truly blind that they didn't have codes on. I can't remember though. But anyway, yeah, you can figure out which ones are which. They have a gimmick. I didn't even realize until I bought them and brought them home. They have a gimmick. The whole thing is like, they come in these little plastic potion bottle shaped things. You open them up and you pour water in because the figure's in a little bag.
Yeah.
You put water in it, you close it up, and you shake it a bit, and the bag dissolves to reveal the figure in it.
Like magic.
Yeah, it's like mixing a potion together.
I believe the thing that was truly blind would be those Funko boxes.
Right, that may be been what it is. Little minis, the Funko minis.
Codes on those.
Yeah, I have a handful of those.
Yeah, so do I. I actually got a couple of the nice rare exclusives.
Yeah,
by happenstance. I did not go out and buy. I didn't have to go out and buy them open or anything. I just went, got Hot Topic, bought them, and hey, those are the ones I wanted.
Yeah, I had the option to get more of them through someone that may have made it less blind, but I didn't take it. Probably should have.
Oh well,
considering they're gone now.
Long too late.
Yep.
Yeah, those are here hitting. Let's see, and the regular G4.5 ponies have also hit stores and I know this because I bought one.
Yes, the brushables.
Yes, the brushables and stuff. Those will hit Targets specifically. I believe some Walmarts may have them as well.
Yeah, when I went to Walmart, they had some of the brushables too.
Yeah. So they have those. They're out. We actually just released a review. Actually, 2 reviews of the Sunset Equestria Girls one and the Twilight Pony one. Those I just released those, so they're pretty basic, but they're cheap.
They're cheap. They really are.
Yeah. So they're out.
And they're smaller, so they take up less room. At least the Equestria Girls minis ones. Yep. Smaller than the other minis.
Noticeably smaller. And yeah, and then Hasbro's Amazon store has been revamped for Pony Life, which means it's definitely not going away.
It's not going away.
It's still here, invading your nightmares. And apparently more G1 ponies will be hitting Target soon.
So your old school collectors.
The 35th anniversary has been going on since 2018. Yeah. Then if you're interested in G1 stuff, that's still there. If you just hate the new stuff because you're too much of a purist or something.
G1ers.
Oh yes, G1ers.
G1ers.
I discovered there are indeed MLP G1ers.
Yes.
That's Transformers ones are bad.
We have G1ers, we have Season 1ers, we have all these different ones.
And a weird playset has been listed on Amazon, and it's weird for this reason. It's the Castle playset they released back in 2012 for your Cadence of Shining, but it uses the revamped brushables that they released a little bit ago, the somewhat more show accurate ones that they did.
Yeah.
But then it also uses the eye tampos from the new Pony Life ones.
Well, that's a thing.
Yeah.
I guess they just took the old molds and put the new stuff on it, I guess.
Yeah, it's unusual to say the least. Anyways, $43. Come Twilight and Pinky.
Yeah, let's
and
all
considering it's a wedding place, there you go, Twilight Pie, I guess.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Even though that means Pinky gets divorced from Cheese.
Oh, polyamory can be a thing.
I don't see Cheese anywhere.
Well, it's the bride. The brides always stay away until the actual wedding. That's why. Yeah. Shut up.
That was stretching even more than I was. Okay, comic news though. My Little Pony Manga Volume 2 has a 3-page preview. It's just 3 random pages, so don't expect any sort of cohesion there.
Do they have any that much cohesion to begin with?
A little bit.
They're sort of like loosely tied together.
Well, there are 4 comas. I'm talking and whatnot, but at least there's some, each one had kind of there's individual stories. These are 3 different stories entirely within the same volume. So there's that.
Yep.
And speaking of the manga, the volume 3 has been listed on Amazon UK for release. They even say that, December 8th, apparently.
Yep, end of the year.
Yeah, for £8.40. Pence. What, I don't know.
Pence.
Yeah.
Who knows what that's going to cost by the time we actually gets released, because, yeah. Yeah. UK politics.
Good job, idiots.
Yeah, UK politics just went off the deep end.
We still have a chance to fix ours.
So who knows? It might get really cheap when their economy crashes.
I don't know. And Friendship is Magic number 89, the first season 10 comic, has a synopsis and covers.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Twilight's first act as Queen of Equestria is to send the main 6 to explore mysterious and potentially dangerous areas of Equestria. When Applejack, Sakura, Rockhoof, and Tempest travel to Sakura's home country, they meet a zebra named Marini and learn exciting and surprising information about Sakura, the magical kelpies, and the Abada, and the not-so-magical zebras who live there.
Send the main 6, but I see other people who aren't in the main 6, and does that mean Twilight's sending herself?
I don't know. Yeah, but there's a couple things there. Queen of Equestria, you have to reconfirming the whole thing. She's queen.
Queen. Thought queens are bad when it came to this.
That's what Lauren Faust was told, but
that's all Disney's fault.
It's irrelevant.
Princesses are good, queens are evil.
This is one of the things that's starting to worry me, because this feels very much kind of like a let's just indulge the fandom thing. We're going to see Sakura's homeland. The
Tempest is going to be there.
Tempest is going to be there. What are they called? The pillar. One of the pillars is going to be more important.
The one who, yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
I'm a little worried they're going to get a little let's just indulge. Let's just go super indulgent on the fandom, and it
is a worry. I'm going to hold again. I would reserve judgment till I actually see how it goes, but I do see that is I can definitely see why that would be a worry, because those are things that we've always been asking for and complaining about.
Yeah, I'm always that worried. It's like you indulge the fandom too much. Like, you should listen to the fandom, but you shouldn't give them everything they want.
Yeah, because you can't do it. It's not going to work. You indulge the fandom like that, and they're going to get upset. Yeah. When you try to please the fandom, it's never going to work. Not when you try to do it directly like that.
Look at the rise of Skywalker.
Yes. Because it doesn't matter what you do, they're always going to be upset.
Yep.
It doesn't matter.
So there's that comic is coming in April, I believe, as they announced. So we'll check that. Yep, late April. Plus, I believe the free comic book day is actually its own story. I found out that was a reprint, just going to be a reprint of the first issue. No, it's its own story.
Interesting.
So that's a thing. So that's now I'm going to have to actually go get it.
Oh.
Bleh. Which means actually you have to go when it's going to be crowded. Bleh.
Bleh.
Anyway, Equestria Girls news. Rainbow Rocks apparently is scheduled to be delisted from Netflix on February 28th.
Oh, no.
This has been happened before where things are scheduled to be delisted, but they don't always go away. Just things
it's like that's when the contract for it ends, and they'll possibly renew it before the end.
And Friendship is Magic Pony Life news has released more of those stop motion things.
Yes.
One of them is about Pinky drinking potions, the potion that makes her float up, and Twilight has to fix that, and then Dash and Pinky apparently having cake making competition, and then the sad piano music kicks in.
Oh, jeez. The sad piano music. Yeah,
I'm like,
it's like, wow.
This seems a little extreme for, oh no, my cake fell apart. Like, come on. And Dash feels so bad for her that she destroys her cake too. Even though she was clearly winning. It's like, that's not what Dash does.
Would Dash actually do that? Depends. Later season, I think the later season Dash, yeah. Early season Dash, no. Well, later ones, yes.
Sure.
Also depends on, a lot more things about the cake. The fact that Dash was baking that kind of a cake anyway is a little surprising. I didn't exactly pin her for a master cake maker. But hey, it's probably a cloud
A
cake.
master baker.
Yes.
Yes, and the final bit of news, Lauren Faust stirred the cannon pot yet again, and she also kind of regrets it.
Yeah.
So basically, someone asked her about the whole Nightmare Moon thing, and she said, watch the episode again. The stars align in a perfect pattern that allows her to escape. And who controls the sun and the moon and the stars?
It was Celestia who allowed Luna to escape.
Yes, and everyone lost their minds. But then, she later quotes it and says, "So I've come to regret answering this question on a whim. I should not have said anything. I'd like to remind everyone that the true canon of MLP FIM is in the series itself, not the ideas and thoughts I had and was not able to see through. In short, don't listen to me."
So yes, the whole word of God trope.
We killed God.
There is no God. Yeah. God is dead and we killed him. So, yeah, word of God is a weird thing when it comes to fanon and canon and stuff like that. It's like, how strict do you actually follow that, and should you follow that? And this is like, it can be useful, but you shouldn't follow it strictly.
Yeah,
is the way it really should be.
I mean, it does kind of set the idea of the Celestias playing this long game of chess.
Yeah, it does.
Which then, of course, why the world does Celestia just kind of let her sit around, like literally make a prophecy of 1,000 years? Like, did she really just intend to let her sister sit up there for 1,000 years? Did she somehow know that?
I think the other part was like she was, trying to find someone who would actually be able to restore her.
Yeah, but I know that part. But how would she know it would take 1,000 years?
I don't know.
Did she just not bother to look at all before that? Oh dear. See, that's one of the things is I think.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be honest. Lauren Faust doesn't always think things totally through when she's building her world.
Most of the time, that level of thought is not put into it.
But when you're going to throw an answer like that,
which is why she says she regrets answering it on a whim.
So it's like, it's probably best we don't go with that one just because it doesn't quite make sense.
Yeah, you have to remember that the kind of analysis that we put into these episodes is the people who actually write it don't put anywhere near that level of thought.
I didn't even put that much thought into it myself. I just this was like 10 seconds of like, wait a minute.
Yeah, but things are different now that we see other things, and so it's easier for us to analyze it like that.
Boy, every writing room should have the person who just goes, "Hey,
that's supposed to be the editor. That's supposed to be the editor."
But the editor apparently never does their jobs on these things. You need
because they're busy.
You need a nitpicky jerk to be on the staff to be like, "Hey, what?"
God, no, that would be horrible.
I know
that would be absolutely horrible. Nothing would ever get done.
Yeah.
You would never have any shows or things get written.
Maybe that's for the best. I see that would be good for me because then I could finally catch up on all the stuff I've been missing.
That's it.
Get
them all there just to make sure that there's no more shows of anything, just so I can get caught up.
Yes, everyone stop making stuff. I need to catch up.
Good luck with that one.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's the news, which much longer than usual, mostly because we kind of on tangents.
Yeah, we kind of.
So, hey, comics.
Comics.
2 comics came out last month.
Yeah.
First one being issue 85 of the main series. I got the nice pixel cover.
Yee.
Yes, this one is written by Mary Kenny, art by Casey W. Collar, and colors by Marissa Louise. That's not Heather Breckle. Then you say, it's, well, Applejack and Apple Bloom are out on the farm looking because Apple Bloom claims she saw a flighter, a giant one, and they get caught in the web, and then Apple Bloom's a little freaked out, but denying it because that's what you do.
I'm not afraid.
I'm not afraid. Shut up. So Applejack tells her the story about how she fell in the well once and water freaked her out ever since then. And basically the whole story is about facing her fears, and
yeah,
that's the
gist
general
of it. Yeah.
gist of the story here. I liked it. I'll be honest though, kind of anticlimactic.
Yes, that's like it wasn't bad, but it was the ending was just kind of
oh crap! We have 2.5 pages left.
Right. Okay, we'll just end it then.
That's where it ends. Yeah, it really just feels like it just kind of. See, otherwise, the stuff about Applejack in the past, her stuff in the past about being afraid of water and whatnot, was actually pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I think. Although I'm trying to remember, I think that might contradict something in the show, a minor thing, like I
Wouldn't be
believe
surprised.
Leap of Faith. Because of that whole water thing. It might somewhat, I'm not sure. I'd have to double check the stuff on there. I think there might have been a flashback of her younger swimming just fine. So I don't know.
Well, I mean, it also depends on the timing.
Yeah, timing.
Like maybe the flashback was after the events of this, or before the events of her falling in the well.
Also, just pony polo, not Marco Polo, just pony polo. It's kind of, that's one of those.
Yeah,
that's kind of a lazy horse pun.
It is.
It's not really a pun. Because you go Marco Polo, duh.
Yeah.
Come on. It's also really nice art, actually, I think. Very different from the usual comic stuff. It's somewhat similar to the show, but it's got it's a difference to it. Like the lines, the way the lines in particular are drawn on the characters, I think, kind of help it. It's a kind of a different, I don't know, the thicker lines, I think, really differentiate it from the show. Well, the black lines anyway. They're not colored lines. So, yeah, it's kind of a interesting art style. I like it.
It is.
Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and say pick it up if you haven't already. It's still pretty good. The ending is just like, really? That's it? That's
the ending.
Okay, sure, I guess. It's very anticlimactic. Feels like there should have been more to it.
Yes.
But anyway, it's fine for what it is.
It's fine.
Overall, it's a pretty good, pretty enjoyable. Nice little bit about Applejack as a character. I'd pick it up. And the other one, though, that came out was issue 86. 2 mainline ones came on the same month, because I believe it looks like the side stuff is kind of stopping for a while.
Yes.
Not a huge deal, but kind of interesting. So issue 86, this one was written by Jeremy Whitley with art by Kate Sharon and colors by Heather Breckle. There she is.
Oh, she is.
And it's, Pinky and Maud are hanging out. And then there's Marble, and Marble's throwing a party, apparently, because of Pinky's suggestion, and she's freaking out, and Pinky's going to help her, but then, she gets Maud to help her do that, and then things go wrong, because that's what they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, things go wrong, because one thing is Pinky's writing becomes illegible, and then, stuff like Pinky gets stuck and not able to help, and Maud has to fill in.
Yep. And Maud has to help plan a party.
Oh no. See, I don't know, it's kind of fun. I kind of like it. Marble's kind of weird in that.
Marvel's kind of weird.
The thing about Marble is like, the whole thing in the show, she didn't speak. She literally never spoke.
Right.
And here she's talking a lot, and she doesn't come across like her timid self, I guess.
Maybe it's because she's with her sisters.
Maybe to a degree.
Because all the other times we've seen Maud, there's been a couple times we've seen Maud
just her family, and she's still very quiet. And she's talking a lot, but
the comics do kind of change things up a little bit there, because kind of
here and there, but it's kind of weird. But yeah, it's just it's like, okay, so holding a party, so with people I want to be friends. Ponies, she says people. That's a funny thing too.
Oh,
people I want to be friends with. Oh, did you send them through the mirror? You're not supposed to do that, Marble. But she sends out a bunch of invites of ponies she wants to be friends with, and she gets 200 RSVPs back.
Apparently she did send it through the mirror.
Oh no.
Seeing in the fandom how many people are fans of Marble.
Yeah. I still kind of like it, but yeah, there's some good bits here and there. Mod's still pretty fun.
I liked it. I really did.
But it just kind of sticks. It's just a sticking point for me that Marble's kind of has a different personality.
Yeah.
Personality's weird. It's less just timid and shy, or I guess more extreme Fluttershy, and more just shut in. And there's some good stuff in there though, including the bit where Maud ingests a thing.
Maud does drugs.
Oh no. Oh, that's my other thing is Boulder's drawn wrong. Boulder's supposed to be a little smooth rock, and that is not a smooth rock. Shame. This is a kind of fun faces in here too. Again,
yeah. I think it was actually pretty decent. I liked it.
I liked it. It's just kind of those are the weird, like, those stuck out to me. That's like Marble's personality doesn't feel right, and Boulder is wrong.
Really? Is that a stickling point for you because a rock wasn't drawn just quite right?
I'm not talking about just right. It's like all angular and stuff.
I've seen that's actually quite common. I've seen that in a few different places actually.
But Boulder's not angular. Boulder's a round stone.
Yeah,
it's still fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
So both these comics are worth picking up if you haven't already, because they did come out last month. I do like them. So that's it for the comics. So we'll go ahead and move on to our main discussion point, which is Applejack. The farmer, the hard worker, the silliest pony you know.
The silliest pony.
Yes, Applejack as a character. Yes, we're doing another one of these character episodes. And Applejack is a interesting one to talk about because of how the show and the fandom both treat her. It's kind of in a way sometimes difficult to talk about just because of we kind of get to the point, particularly when we were early in the fandom. It was kind of difficult because, like, well, what do you say? You kind of have a couple sentences and that's Applejack.
That's Applejack.
Yep.
The background pony.
Mm-hmm. That's one of the many things. Is like she doesn't get a whole lot of attention in general because, again, well, the problem was the way they wrote her, and this was always the thing. She's always been the hardworking, dependable one, and often the most sensible one of the main six. The problem is
down to earth, reasonable one. Yeah.
When you do that, there's really not many places to take the character.
Yeah, there's not much room for character growth when the character's already done, matured.
Yeah, we're pretty much already pretty stable.
Yeah, stable.
Yeah. That was the biggest problem was if you notice a lot of the early episodes didn't really once they kind of got past a handful of things, that was pretty much it for her. And I remember a lot of the writers lamenting that Applejack's really difficult to write for because what do you do with a character like that? We don't know what to do with her. And so she often winds up being in supporting role for a lot of episodes.
Yep,
she works well there, but
yep, she's a character to rein everyone back in and bring them back onto the.
She's the voice of reason often. I mean, granted, sometimes Twilight's also the voice of reason, but Twilight's also the one who kind of goes off the deep end, depending on the subject. Whereas Applejack very rarely does so. When she did, one of the few times she did was very, very early in the show, namely Applebuck season. That was literally the 4th episode.
Yep.
So when you got that sort of thing, and I mean, the kind of. Again, it's just kind of you get that sort of thing. So it's kind of she's like that's always been the problem with her. It's like, and this is the thing. I've always liked Applejack.
Oh yeah, she's a great character.
Yeah, for a long time, she's like my second favorite and stuff. But it's like I have to admit that there's not much you can do once you get to that point.
Yeah,
that's one of the things. So as a character, she has always been. She's honest. She's hardworking. She's sensible. She's no nonsense. She's very family oriented, and she's Southern.
And she's and there's not a huge amount you can do with that. Most of the character driven stuff is you have to find some way to make the character grow.
Yeah, grow and learn.
and learn. And you've established this character as a character that has already grown and learned. What else is there? You have to find some fault or some flaw for them to work on.
Sometimes they had to cheat once by basically going back to the past and like, oh, see, she used to lie a lot. And then that's why she became honest, because she realized how bad lying got.
Yeah.
Which is, yeah, they had to do that to kind of cheat a little bit.
Yep, kind of had to do that.
They kind of did that one poking fun at, I didn't learn anything. I was right all along.
Yeah, there was that whole one. A different way. And that's a slightly different way of taking it. Though it's not really a character growth moment, but it's a character challenging moment. They take the character's existing traits and put them to the test.
Oh, yeah.
And they did that. And that is something you can do, but it's only something you can do so often before it becomes, here we go again.
Yeah. Yeah. The other thing is, other parts of Applejack, she's also very competitive. We found that out. She's very prideful and stubborn as well. Those are kind of her negative character traits, but as negative character traits, they were dealt with pretty early.
Yeah. Like, season 1 had two episodes in season 1 that were very similar in dealing with them. Like you already mentioned, Applebuck season was where it was really introduced and dealt with, and then Fall Weather Friends.
Yeah, which is where we see her competitiveness really shine.
Yeah. I mean, the first one, we really learn her pride. It's a stubborn pride.
Mm-hmm.
And we
need help.
And it's also a bit of the challenge as well. We first see that because it first starts out with Big Mac going, there's too much. You can't handle it. And she's like, is that a challenge?
Yep.
Screw that. I'm going to do it. I'm going to prove to you that I can do this.
Don't you use your fancy mathematics to muddy the issue.
Yep. And that's really what it was. I think at that point, it was a challenge.
You told me I couldn't.
Challenge. You say I can't do this. No, I'm going to do this. I'm going to figure this out.
And now I'm going to do it.
And now that I said I'm going to do it, I'm going to prove to you. I'm going to prove to everyone that I can do this on my own. So she becomes prideful, and then her stubbornness just makes her stick to it.
Mm-hmm. I don't need help. I don't need any
even when
help.
Twilight showed up in that episode, like, you need help.
You need help.
And she immediately started questioning Twilight. Are you challenging me?
Yep.
You think I can't do this? So yeah, she's got that, a bit of that same stubborn. it's why in Fall Weather Friends, when it comes up with Rainbow, those two just go at it because they both share that sort of competitiveness and stubbornness on who's gonna win and that kind of thing.
Yep. And that was the thing we saw that, and early on, Applejack just pushed herself beyond her limits, far beyond her limits, and almost, suffered for it. And then, till eventually, it's like she had to realize, finally, this ain't working. I need help.
Yeah,
I actually need help. And I always find it funny that Twilight just comes in and just trivializes everything. I'm just going to lift all the apples out of like 20 trees at once.
That whole scene.
It's like, oh dear.
Oh, that was still the point when magic was really, really getting kind of weird. Like her level of magic, like you can see her struggling to teleport short distances, and then she just kind of effortlessly lifts apples off of half the freaking orchard. It's just like, all right.
That was the other thing. Was also we saw that kind of that pride, weird, stubborn pride, kind of come back with we actually the last episode to talk about, which was the last roundup.
Oh, yep.
Because she was just too prideful to admit that she didn't quite accomplish the goal. She didn't get any first place ribbons.
Yeah,
which meant no prize money. So she was too prideful to admit that to anyone that she didn't quite make it, even though none of them would have been too upset with her.
Yeah, it's like everyone gets it, but no, I made a promise. I said I was going to do it, and I
have to get that money.
By gosh darn, I'm going to do it.
And all of that, she can't even tell anyone that she, did not get first place.
Oh no, I can't show that I didn't succeed. That I failed.
Single blue one. No, yeah. So that was a different take on her pridefulness in a different capacity, just because of it's. she just really, and you see it pop up here and there. She's pride and stubbornness kind of pop up here and there, but sometimes sometimes we see, there was that one time we saw in that stubbornness kind of popped up in a weird subconscious way with Applejack's Day Off.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
She does all these things because, well, that's
the way she's always done it.
And so I have to do that with, because things were bad, and then I fixed it, but I forgot to I don't have to do it that way because that's insane.
Yep.
But
that borderlines on OCD, but
that's just kind of that weird thing of you get in a routine and then the routine just kind of, and you just don't change it because why should you?
I've always done it this way.
And so there's a little bit of stubbornness there until you finally explain to her, like, oh, this is ridiculous.
This is completely ridiculous.
I guess it is.
Yeah. It kind of also ties in Apple family reunion with the whole, again, stubbornness when she gets this idea. One thing I noticed, she tends to get an idea in her head, and all these the different things that we've talked about kind of tie into this. She gets this idea and she just like locks into it, and the blinders go up, if you want to continue with horse puns, and that's it. That's all she can see. We're gonna do this, and she ends up taking it too far. Like Applebuck season, I'm gonna get all these apples in it, and she doesn't see the problems with that and why it's not gonna work. Fall weather friends, she doesn't realize that it's actually making things worse. Apple family reunion, she doesn't really quite realize that that's not the point.
The point of the reunion?
That's not the point of the reunion.
Family, and you're not finish the quilt, not making it's not making apple frittles, not finishing the quilt. It's not the making a crazy obstacle course. It's spending time with your family.
Yep, but she catches one little part of it and locks onto that, and she's gonna go for it.
I gotta make it better.
Or I got to do this. I got to do it. It's got to be this way. I got to get it done. But you haven't taken the time to really look at the big picture.
Or just Granny Smith offhand saying, we'll probably never finish that quilt.
Oh, okay.
I know it would be great if they could finish the quilt.
That's not the point, though. Yeah. Caught one little piece of it and locked onto that without seeing the rest of it. And that's something that I have seen, like all of these other things that have popped up can all come back to that one thing. I see it in real life too. Like one of my little sisters tends to do that a lot.
Yeah. There's also, of course, the pride in her family.
Yeah.
She's really proud of her family in general. It's like her connection to her family and everything. Just family is super important to her. And again, Apple family reunion, her whole thing was, I'm going to make this the best reunion for my family.
Yep.
Of course, not realizing she was doing not that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's, family is incredibly important to her, and to the point of, for her, as far as she's concerned, the fact she's basically made all her friends honorary apples is like the highest honor she can personally bestow on any of them. It's like, as far as she can, that's basically saying you are some of the most important people in my life.
Yes.
Ponies in my life, I should say.
Yeah. And that is one thing I want to point out. All these things that she's locked in to get done, I've got to do this, are like partially are for her, the whole proving thing, but all the other actions are all for someone else.
Yeah.
To help. She locked in, I'm going to do this thing to help. It's never like, I'm going to do this thing only for me. It's always to help others. So her heart's always in the right spot, but how she ends up handling these tends to take things too far, and she kind of misses the point. But her heart's in the right spot.
I mean, later on, we actually do see kind of some of the stubbornness. Kind of, she's more willing to kind of back off and listen a little bit more. The Kieran episode, for example,
right?
She's more willing to. Or if that was an early thing, she would probably never have listened to Fluttershy.
Nope.
But
no, I already got it figured out.
We even see that in Applebuck season. Fluttershy is like, you need to be careful. The bunnies are timid, and she's like, I don't need to be told how to round up critters.
Yep, I've been doing this for a while. I know what to do.
And yeah, of course, she's also really tired at that point. But
yeah, so you're not thinking straight. But
yeah, anyway, but getting back to the family stuff. Yeah, we kind of see that. I mean, the Apple family in particular, we see that they always kind of have this whole thing. Family is really important. You got to watch out for family. And it's kind of part of it is when you're on a farm, your family does become important because literally your survival is your whole family has to pitch in and all that stuff. And everyone has to watch each other's backs because it's dangerous work sometimes.
Yep.
Well, not. So that's all the thing. But I think with Applejack in particular, and this kind of ties into the whole parent thing.
That's one
Applejack in particular, for her, it becomes extra important because she lost her parents at a young age. And for her, so because of that, family is incredibly important because she's already lost 2 members.
You don't want to lose any more.
Yeah. And so we noticed that some of the episodes over the time, like Some Pony to Watch Over Me and whatnot, Applejack practically smothers Applebloom with her affection and caretaking and whatnot. We see that she sometimes goes into overprotective. She needs to make sure Applebloom is safe.
Yep.
because I think it's one of those things. She really needs to make sure her family stays alive.
Yeah, I've already lost 2 so close to me. I'm not going to lose another. You just got to be careful, because if you squeeze too tight, it'll come out.
Seen. And of course, not thinking about the fact she puts herself in dangerous situations all the time.
It's like, yes, I understand you don't want to lose us, but we don't want to lose you either.
Yeah. Applejack, we see that sometimes, your affection can be a little smothering.
Yeah.
And so that's the thing, because again, family is so important to her. And she's done it to Big Mac and Granny Smith as well, to a degree, like to various degrees. This non-Applejack episode, Granny's Gone Wild or whatever, that one.
Oh yeah, that one.
You remember she made this whole thing.
Tell him Dash, do this and this and this and this.
You gotta make sure they can't get too excited. They're old.
Yes.
I don't want to find out the 3 of my family members are dead because all their hearts gave out or something.
Yeah.
And we see that. We see Granny Smith complaining about how smothering Applejack is, how just she's such a wet blanket, won't let them ever have fun. Because it's just Applejack kind of gets in this whole thing of, well, safety above all else.
Yep.
Or something, or just something along those lines. Just she needs to make sure
her family's okay.
Yeah,
but again, she takes it too far.
Yeah, always. So it's interesting that in that way that Applejack's just smothering in the affection, and like just how she treats her family, just how important all that is, and just something just popped in my head. I'm wondering if I should actually say it. Applejack taking affection that far, not too much of it's only like half a step or so before she goes yandere.
Oh no. Oh no.
It's for your own good. I have to tie you up in the basement. It's your own good. That way you can never leave.
They always, always play Pinky as a yandere, but
no one suspects the farmer.
No one suspects. Everyone should suspect the farmer. I've seen so many horror stories about the farmer. You got
acres of land that you could just hide a bunch of bodies and no one will ever find them.
This suddenly got really dark.
I know, right? Isn't it great?
Wow.
For kids.
We really have to make sure that we don't get flagged on YouTube.
Yeah, so that's why we have these dark, weird discussions. Yeah, so it's Applejack as a character is just kind of again, the thing is just she's genuinely just not very popular among the fandom.
And the ones she is popular amongst now. She has a fan base.
Yeah,
a pretty dedicated fan base.
But there are dozens of them. Dozens
of us. Yeah, it's like I would say that the really strong fan base she has is smaller than the rest of them, but there are people who don't like her, obviously, but I don't think there's a huge amount of people that don't like Applejack.
Yeah.
There's just not as many that like, yes, Applejack is my favorite.
Yeah.
They exist. They're out there.
They exist.
It's
I have a friend who she loves Applejack. She's her favorite, has been her favorite forever. Yeah, it's but Applejack doesn't get a whole lot of love just because people kind of see her as boring.
Yeah, like we just had a whole discussion about her major faults.
Yeah.
But there's only a handful of them.
And a lot of them have already been kind of solved.
Yeah, have been resolved, and there's only so much you can do without just getting
And even
really
then,
repetitive.
like they had to kind of create that the family one, the smothering thing, they kind of had to add that in later on. Like, okay, let's build off the love of the family. Let's kind of make it, what if it's a little overbearing?
Mm-hmm.
And so but it was clever of them.
It was.
But they had to add that because it's like they're kind of struggling. Like, what do we do with this? We already fixed the pride thing. We fixed the stubbornness. We fixed the competitiveness.
And you can't just
and that's why she kind of often gets relegated to
background
supporting.
Point. Yeah,
she's there. She says a couple wise Southern isms or whatever, country isms, and then there you go. That's it. It's over. That's the weird thing is apparently she's actually weirdly popular in Japan.
Interesting. Well, doesn't Japan have an interesting thing with country?
Yeah, it's a weird thing. It's that weird thing. It's like they just kind of I think they like that aesthetic a lot somewhat. It's that weird.
Yeah.
It's that weird thing. Let's take one piece of a culture and take it to an extreme, kind of like.
You mean the same thing what we do with Japan?
Japanese stuff, yeah. take it to an absurd extreme.
Yeah. So how much of Japan's interest in Applejack is her character, and how much is her aesthetic?
I don't know. That's a question.
That we don't have the answer for that one.
Yeah, but apparently I think she's consistently polls pretty popularly among Japanese. Very, very popular among Japanese fans. So that's kind of an interesting. I remember seeing someone point that out, but generally, for the most part, Applejack is not. And this is also the kind of some of the stuff running against her is also just general stereotypes about Southern and people and farmers and whatnot.
Yep.
That she's an idiot, inbred, etc., etc.
Yep. Which are quite unfortunate.
Yeah. Because most people was like, who would be the bigot? Probably Applejack.
Yeah.
Even though it seems kind of clear that Applejack wouldn't be like that. But anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is part of the reason why it seems like they're gonna revamp the character pretty hard for G5. That's because at least that's what they're talking about.
In some of the leaks there was the talk about
overhauling Applejack as a character.
Yeah, so try and remove some of that southernness.
Yeah, and just generally because it's one of the things where Applejack fans, why would they do that? Well, it's simple because there's not a lot of you Applejack fans,
and she's really hard to write for as the way it is.
She's hard to write for as she is, and her merchandise kind of shell forms.
Yeah.
She's not particularly popular among
that, and that base. Right there is one that I think a lot of fans don't quite realize. It's like, we all know it. The show is made to sell toys.
Yeah.
But a lot of us kind of want to deny that just because it's like...
It's a good show, so it can't just be for toys, right?
It's about the show, right? It's about the characters. It's about the toys. And ultimately, the decisions
if
are
toys
going
don't
to be
sell well
about the toys. And if Applejack toys are not selling well...
Hasbro's getting a lot of feedback that the Applejack toys don't sell.
And that's really what's going to
That means
depend.
The character's not popular. Why is she not popular?
Yeah.
And so, overhaul. Hey, that's why there was talk of... one of the things was, let's make her more Sunset Shimmer-like. Because Sunset's a very popular character, partially because of her largely because of her personality.
Why don't I just bring Sunset over?
Because they need a nurse pony. So that was the thing. I remember when the talks was, let's make her. I remember one of the things in the G5 notes was, the idea was Applejack starts off as a villain.
Well, that would be weird.
Well, again, they're
it's like, yeah, but that's me trying to put that onto the Applejack I know. I just that was just like,
I don't understand.
Just brain break right there. Just like, this doesn't work. Like, okay, well, no, it would be a completely different Applejack. You have to remember that...
Or would it? Dun, dun, dun.
It would. No. They wouldn't do that. That's too dark. Remember, the show is for children. Our podcast isn't, but the show is. So they wouldn't do that.
Well, Friendship and Magic is.
They're going to keep that into the new generations. They have a demographic to reach.
Unless they go about Transformers of having multiple things for different demographics.
Boy. We're going to get like
edgy My Little Pony.
Edgy My Little Pony. Ow. And then we're gonna start seeing new My Little Pony G4 series that are directed by Michael Bay.
No. I think they know better than contract Michael Bay again. I think they know better by this point.
Yeah, we already had Pony in a Michael Bay thing.
Yeah, but I mean, in general,
it was
like
great.
Let's just say, in general, after seeing multiple movies get critically panned and consistently dropping in performance at the box office, I'm pretty sure they're real. And then, hey, look, Bumblebee's actually well received. They kind of learned, okay,
Michael
let's
Bay's not
stop
the best
having
option.
Michael Bay direct everything.
Or maybe we're gonna get like a Christian Bale-esque My Little Pony thing.
Oh boy,
like we had for Batman.
Oh no, I don't know. I'm just afraid it's going to be like the Machinima Transformers series, which was the Prime War series, which was pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
It was intended for teenagers and adults, and it was turned out to be kind of bad.
Yeah.
Well, who knows? Who knows how G5 will go and how they'll treat Applejack from there on out. But Applejack, as we know her, is still, in the end, still a kind, dependable pony. That was the other thing. That was that whole weirdness of early on. Shouldn't she be the element of loyalty?
Oh God, that whole thing.
Because as one of the things was, I am one of the most loyal, dependable ponies you know.
That was the actual line. It was just like,
wait, hold.
I remember that was a whole thing. There
Yep.
was a big confusion between
It
Rainbow
wasn't
and
confusion. It was just people were like, they should be swapped.
yeah,
Early on, very much people were like, they should be swapped.
yeah.
They messed up. They kind of changed it up later, including things like Applejack's really bad at lying, but
Really bad at lying.
yeah, they had
And Dash has no problem with it.
yeah, exactly.
Which honestly, for Dash, it does fit the personality that they established for her.
But then again, you could also argue, well, Dash is very brutally honest sometimes.
Yeah, so again, that's probably one of them that as they started to develop the characters, they're
able
pulled
to
in those
actually correct
directions.
that, correct that weirdness.
Yeah, I remember there was a lot of commentary on that whole
Mhm.
thing, and the whole season 1 opened the pilot and trying to figure out how to show Applejack's honesty as her element. And it was just like, how the hell?
You gotta trust me. You'll be
Just-
fine.
You'll be fine. It's just like that was really ham-fisted. And I know the writer said, yeah, we
just didn't know what to do.
had no idea what to do, so that's what ended up happening.
It was like how do we get them in a position that Tyler is gonna have to trust Applejack to be telling the truth?
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know.
Anyway, Applejack I still like Applejack a lot. She was always like consistently like second or third for me. I always liked her,
Yeah, I think.
even if I make fun of her by
Yeah.
calling her background pony and stuff.
Oh yeah,
I still love her.
it's endearing teasing. Yeah, so yeah, she's always been like third or fourth, depending on my mood. Her and Fluttershy kind of tend to swap places every now and then.
And of course, she
So.
is a silly pony.
She's a silly pony. Who
So-
is you is Applejack.
Yep. So I'm pretty sure that's pretty much what we can say about Applejack.
It's hard to talk about.
She's hard to talk about to a degree. We
That's
managed.
the whole point of our discussion.
Yeah, we managed. But yeah, there's only you kind of get to that point of like, what do you do?
You just have to keep repeating
There's
yourself.
not a whole lot of depth there, as much as there could have been. But oh well.
Yeah, they would have had to have added things to her character in the beginning. Lauren would have had to have put more potential things, and that's not all that easy to do with the rest of the character that they established. It would have. I can't think of anything myself that you could have changed, at least from her core personality.
Yeah, you'd have to they'd have had from the beginning had a completely different personality.
Yeah, so
Like they're doing G5.
yeah,
Possibly.
Possibly.
They could still go, let's go back to regular Applejack.
Yeah,
Or they go back to old Applejack.
the actual silly pony.
Yeah. Make her a drunkard.
Oh, jeez.
Make her all boozy.
It's for
Shit.
kids.
But her name is Applejack.
I know, it's a drink.
She doesn't taste like apples.
They made that.
Dash,
her
how do
name
you
is
know what she tastes
Applejack.
like? Silence. Gay
Yeah.
sweating.
It's funny. Her name is Applejack, which is an alcoholic drink, and then they made a joke about that later, and when she got shrunk from the
Appletini.
Yep, Appletini, which is another alcoholic drink.
Yep. Anyway, we got to actually
She makes
move on.
cider.
We actually got to move on because we're running low on time.
Yeah.
So that we'll just kind of put a pin on that discussion.
Put a pin on
Probably
that.
never come back to it.
Probably never. Yeah.
But anyway, we got fan content stuff, including music. And again, if you want to, find those links, go to pony411.libsyn.com/show notes. Again, spelled LABSYN. So you can find the links and listen to the music and read the fanfic and stuff.
Yes. Music. I have 2 songs for this month to talk about. Month.
Weird emphasis you put there.
Yes. Having to hold on to music for a month if we're talking about it gets kind of annoying, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. Anyway, 2 songs. First one, JoinedTheHerd's Faith. This is just really calm, smooth, and nice song, and I really, really like the vocal chops in it. I've always liked JoinedTheHerd, and it's a little bit different because it's not a remix of a show song, which they tend to do. But it is a really good song, and I like it.
Yeah. Beginning felt echoes in a cathedral. Good vocal chopping. It's got a nice driving beat, and despite all that stuff, it still maintains an airiness to it, despite all the bass and the beat and all that stuff.
Which really fits for a Fluttershy song.
Yeah, it's weird
that's
because like, it's driving, and it's got a good beat, good bassy beat there, but it's also very airy, which is weird.
I like songs that do that.
I know, it's just kind of weird just how that works.
Yep. It's weird and it's cool. Anyway, second song. This is Vylet's Queen of Misfits remixed by Remember Falling. This is a much longer mix of the original song, but I really like Remember Falling's take on it. I don't have the right music theory words to describe what I'm wanting to say here, but it's sort of like a stretch thing where the notes are elongated and almost drony, but not quite drony. But it changes the feel of it, and I really, really like it. And there's also this vocal effect that gets applied every now and then that's really neat. I absolutely love the original, and I'm really loving the remixes that are coming out of this song as well.
Yeah. I particularly like the intro of this, and I also like the main riff of the song. I will say this remix, the vocals are kind of quiet sometimes. It's
it might be a little bit of
kind of overpowers it a little bit here and there. But it's still pretty good.
Yeah, it's a good song.
All right, so that's the music.
Yep.
And I got some fanfic stuff. I shouldn't have for a month. I mean, although with the fanfic finding a new one, that would kind of got weird because down to the wire, I literally have nothing still. But something did update. The Enchanted Kingdom got a new chapter. And if you remember last time, Rarity and Twilight had a bit of a fight.
Yeah.
And things are still kind of not great. We got a kid who
get much better.
Yeah, things have gotten much worse. And that one of the kids who is kind of getting more infected with chaos magic, and Luna,
don't spoil
Luna's
it.
not feeling good.
Luna's a bit upset at the moment.
Yes. Please leave a message after the beep.
Yeah.
So yeah, things are getting worse.
Yes.
Apparently this is one of those things the author has very much been building towards for a long time. And it cannot wait to show us all.
Yeah.
You jerk.
Things got worse, but in getting worse, they got really good.
Oh, wait, it gets worse.
Oh.
And I do have a new fanfic to feature for you guys. This one's called Passing Feelings by Zontan. It was released actually just about just shy of a week ago as of this recording. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like things kind of went for a while before I found something. But yeah, it's a very short fic. It's just shy of 1,600 words. And it's basically Rarity just wants to make something for Twilight. And that's what I'll say.
Right. Hard to talk about it.
Yep.
It's really
Rarity wants to make
short.
something for Twilight and is having some difficulties doing so.
Some difficulties.
I think it's a bit of a different spin on a fairly common thing I've seen with the MLP.
I haven't
in some of these characters
seen it, but that's...
I'm trying to be vague right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to... Yeah.
It's like, it's definitely a different spin on something I've seen that's a very common thing that pops up in certain pony fics.
I think I know what you're talking about. I mean,
yeah.
I like the slightly different take on it.
I rather liked it. It's kind of than particularly some of the stuff it kind of made me feel.
Always I like the ones that make you feel. Where'd those feelings come from?
No, stop it.
Yeah, I know how that goes.
Yeah, I really like this one. Actually, kind of popped out to me for when I find this. I was like, okay, that's really good. That's the one. That's the one for this month. There's another one that I've actually been looking at, but I'm waiting for that to go a little longer before I go ahead because it's just started. I'm going to let it go a little longer before I make a decision on that.
Yeah.
But what it was definitely intrigued me so far. But this one's good.
This one's good.
Go check it out.
Go check it out.
Stop repeating my words.
I almost did.
And that would be the end of this episode.
Oh, no.
Yep, we are done now. A little over time, but I bet I could cut it down a bit.
We'll make it for the fact that, we're not going to be back for another month.
Yeah, but that get too long, though. We cannot do that. We can't do that. We literally can't anymore.
Yep.
So anyway, if you enjoyed what you heard, including our sometimes weird discussion on Applejack, you can listen to past and future episodes at pony411.libsyn.com. Again, that's spelled Libsyn if you want to check that out. And, subscribe to the RSS feed and whatnot. You can also find the links to a bunch of the stuff I'm going to talk about over the next few minutes. The other sources of the show. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and YouTube. On many of those, you can search for Pony411 and, find us and subscribe that way. With Google Play, you have to go to play.google.com/music if you want to find us. And YouTube, YouTube is just youtube.com/pony411. Or you can search for us. Either way works. Surprise.
Yes.
And you can like and comment, subscribe there and all that stuff, and notification bells, and hopefully COPPA isn't get stupid again. Or YouTube's implementation of COPPA doesn't get stupid again, shall we say. And so you can check us out on any one of those services and subscribe, and everything will be good. And of course, you can also find us different ways. There's Ponyville Live, ponyvillelive.com, and see us there on the website as we update and whatnot. See other shows if you want. I'm not sure how many podcasts are left anymore.
Yeah, pony podcasts are kind of a dying breed.
Well, not surprising. The show's over.
Well, they've been a dying breed for years.
We shall remain to bury the rest.
Yeah, at least some of us will remain. Not like Britain.
Yeah, you can also see radio stations on Ponyville Live, and one of those is Ponyville FM, where we air every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Yes, still weekly, even though we're monthly. If you missed one, you can have 3 more. You'll have about 3 chances or so to catch it again. So there you go.
There you go.
As things go on. So you can also check out music and live DJs and whatnot on that radio station as well.
It's a fun place.
Yes. You can also contact us. You could do so via email, pony411podcast@gmail.com. Questions, comments. What do you think of our discussion? What do you think about Applejack in general? Am I on the money with that whole Yandere thing?
Oh, geez.
Or am I getting too dark for you?
You're getting dark.
Is it too dark? Or is it just the right amount of dark?
I think you're walking that line pretty hard.
Just call me Johnny Cash. You can email us there, and whatnot, and also just news things you want. If you have something you have project or whatever, that's another way to do so. Again, we're still not accepting any applications to be on the show or whatever. We get those occasionally. We're not looking for anyone right now. Probably won't be. We'll let you know if that ever happens, but just assume we're not looking. Okay. You could also find us on Facebook, facebook.com/pony411. Like us there. See new episodes as they come out. Reviews will be coming out there as well. There's also the reviews are on YouTube, as they should be. And we're also on Twitter at Pony411. Follow us there, retweet us, like our tweets, talk to us, whatever. Do your thing. There's also a personal Twitter. I'm at Nemesis Prime 1, and he's at Alca7raz with a 717 underscore at the end. I've been tweeting out Transformer stuff and my schedule slippage, shall we say.
Something you said made me think. Johnny Cash. Applejack as Johnny Cash. It could probably work.
Perhaps. Anyway, he got a lava lamp. He talked about on Twitter.
What did I post on Twitter? I don't even remember.
Lava lamp.
Oh, I got a lava lamp. Yes. I realized.
I have a Twitter.
Yeah, I realized, I've always wanted a lava lamp as a kid, and it's like, wait a minute. I'm an adult now. Yeah. I can just buy one.
Also random Dash stuff.
Yeah, I tweet a lot of Rainbow Dash, considering apparently today, as of recording, is Rainbow Dash Day. Hooray!
Yeah, the second worst day.
I didn't post it to Twitter, but I also bought Star Trek.
Yeah, Star Trek, yeah. Oh, yeah, and of course, there's our other podcast going on right now, New to Weeaboo. We just released an episode about Sailor Moon, the classic anime.
Yeah.
We just did that. You can follow it. We just retweeted as well. So new to Weeaboo at new to Weeaboo. Go check that out. About to release another episode actually in about a week or so. Go check it out.
If you like anime, listen to us
if
talk
you like
about
the
anime.
animes. Yeah, check that out. I think it's a fun time. But what do I know?
But what do you know?
Yeah. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you tune in next time for the March episode, whatever that's about.
I have no idea. I
Someone
have to figure it out.
Someone just realized something.
Oh, I've been realizing. I have to figure it out, so it might be a thing.
Yeah, so we'll join us then. We'll figure something out. We'll talk about pony stuff then as well. But until then, please pony responsibly.
See ya.
Bye.